starting to think filming these intros like this is bad luck. I've filmed one the last couple of mornings, and Friday morning we hunted. Me and James hunted, and I saw 2 deer after daylight. That was it. Nothing else, and neither one were in bow range. One was a little 4-pointer, and the other one, I'm not real sure what it was. It wasn't close enough for me to tell if it was a doe or a buck or what. And yesterday, me and Randy went to a spot. It's a really good rut funnel, for sure. Like, I know that for a fact. I've hunted it before during the lighter part of the season, and it was fired up, and I know what time of the year that it's really fired up. So I thought maybe since deer were starting to kind of scrape around and rub a little bit and stuff like that, that we would try it yesterday and just see if we could catch bucks cruising there. We had no luck. I didn't see a single deer. Randy was set up about 300 yards below where I was at, to where he was. He didn't see anything either. So I don't know. Like I said, I was up high hunting the crow's foot, and I didn't see anything. Randy was down low, about 300 yards below me, set up on a crap ton of white oaks down there in a creek bottom, and he didn't see anything either. So I think a lot of the problem right now is there's just so much food. Like there is so much food. This year we've got like a mega crop of acorns. They're everywhere. It's bad. Everywhere you go is like walking on marbles. There's so many acorns. But I think that's part of the problem this year, as far as why we're not seeing any decent bucks yet, really. James killed a good one on Monday, a good 8-pointer. But other than that, I mean, I haven't even put eyes on a shooter buck this year. Not one. Every buck that I've seen has been small bucks. I've seen a lot of them, but they've all been small. And I don't know. I just feel like there's so many acorns out this year. They just don't have to travel really at all to find food. So we're just not seeing them out up and moving. I'm sure the rut will change that a little bit. We'll start seeing some bigger bucks moving around a little bit. But so, anyways, that's where we're currently at. So this morning I'm going to pick up James. He's hunting with us today. I'm on my way to get him right now, and then we're going to stop and meet Randy at another spot right down the road from where we're going to hunt this morning. And it's I don't know, none of us have ever hunted. James hunted in this general area on Monday, I think, for the first time, but aside from that, he doesn't really know a whole lot about this place we're going either. We just know on the map it looks decent, and we picked out a few little areas on a map that none of us have ever been in, dropped some pins, and I don't know, we're all just gonna head over that way and split up, and we'll all go toward a pin until we find something we like, set up on it. So these hunts like this are kind of fun. You never know what you're going to get. I love going in blind like this, to places we've never been. Like I said, we do it all season. Most weekends we do it at least one of the days. We'll go to a spot we haven't ever been to and just go in blind and just see what happens. You know, we've gotten pretty decent at going in blind and walking until you find the sign you're looking for to set up on in the dark. So we'll see. Like I said, I haven't really had any luck last 2 days. Friday and Saturday we went to spots that we knew that we'd hunted before, and we just didn't really have any luck. So maybe today will be different. So assuming this works out, the next time you guys see me, I'll be in a tree. If it don't, you'll never see this intro anyway.
Alright guys, it's been kind of a crazy morning. So we came out to a new place on public that we'd never been to before. James hunted not too far from here at the first of this past week and shot an 8-pointer on Monday. And so he said he wanted to come back in this general area again, not to that same spot, but this general area, and just see what we could find. So I dropped a few pins on the map yesterday and a couple drainages, and I said, well, here's 3 different drainages we can hop in. And on the way in, James ended up putting Randy in the spot where he killed that 8-pointer on Monday. He put Randy right over there where all those deer were funneling through. And then me and him kept walking, came further back in. We came quite a ways back in here. And so I was coming to the first. He pulled up his map. We got pretty far back here, and he was like, I'm going to funnel down this finger and fall off of it to the right. I said, all right, well, I'm going to hook around this finger, follow this drainage down right to my pin. It basically, I was on the left side. If you're looking at it from the hill, I was on the left side of this finger, and James was supposed to have been on the right. So I slid on my butt all the way down this freaking drainage. It was so steep. But I got down in here into the bottom of it where I wanted to be, where I had my pin dropped. And as soon as I get down here, I see James's light. He got turned around or something, and he fell off to the left side of the finger instead of the right side. So he ended up on the same side as me. We're both hunting basically this same drainage. But when I got down here this morning, and seen his light, about the time I seen his headlamp, I looked down and there's a big old scrape. There's a big old scrape right here in front of me. And there was no good trees for me to get in to be able to shoot the scrape. Now, I really should have climbed that tree and hid up in those branches, but whatever. Not knowing where the deer were coming from, I wanted to be in a position to shoot to this scrape for sure. So I climbed this tree like 15 feet from it, I guess. Got up in it because I had good cover. This tree in front of me's got a bunch of little limbs coming off of it to cover me. And so I know the way it sets up behind me, I didn't think anything would come in from behind me. I thought they might come in from over here to my left, down this draw, or they would come off of piece up here in front of me. I don't really want to say what it is because I don't want to give it away where I'm at, but there's something out here in front of me that I thought the deer may come from. And I thought they would funnel right up this draw to me. Or, I thought they may come down and funnel off the ends of these fingers back in here to where this scrape is. I was hoping it'd be a buck, but set up and I had 3 does, for sure 3 does that I could see come off of this finger. And they were coming right down toward this scrape, right to me. And one of them stopped perfect broadside at 30 yards. And so as I drew, I got this limb right here in front of me. I had to stand up to try to make sure I got over that limb, but beneath the one above it, there's like a hole I had to shoot through. So I had to stand up to get in that hole without hitting anything. And as soon as I stood up a little bit, she seen me and turned around and tore off up the hill. 2 of them did. One of them turned and was slower on getting took off than the other ones. So I put my 40 pin on it. Didn't even range her or nothing. I just put my 40 pin on her and smacked her. And she literally just folded up right there. Not the bigger one that I wanted, but it is what it is. Like I said, as soon as I stood up, she spotted me. So, alright guys, that's the scrape I was sitting over this morning. We got a little rub right here. I'm going over here to recover my deer right now. I shot him at 40 yards. There it is.
Cody, he missed to have a snack come back, right? See him. His ass straight to the bone. It was pretty red, but it wasn't as pretty as that other one. And Randy was texting me asking me what color it was. Yeah, it was red. I was like, I don't know, so I didn't see it. I just heard it. Go freaking tearing out. Look at that. Maybe a quarter, I think. Yep. That one come off pretty quick. He's gonna be quiet up there when he finds out how much he gets to eat. It ain't any much. All the good shit gone. Nothing left but guts and bones. Oh. Alright guys, so I just dropped James off. Not a bad hunt, not a bad hunt. It ended up seeing 3 does this morning. I didn't know if we was going to see anything really. I mean, it felt like a good spot, but the way we came in, I ended up, James cut to the wrong side of the finger that he was on, and that put him in the same spot as where I was going to the pen I was going to. Which wasn't no big deal. He, I seen his light, and I was setting up on a scrape that I had just walked up on. I seen his headlamp, and I thought he was further away from me than what he actually was. He was actually closer than I thought he was, but it wasn't no big deal. We were sitting there basically hunting the same holler. He was hunting one side of it, and I ended up on the other side, more or less. But I had those 3 does come off the hill. They're coming right to me, and I had a limb going this way off of this beech tree, and then another limb that was coming this way about, I don't know, 8 inches, maybe 8 to 10 inches, something like that, apart. And I had to shoot between those limbs because where the deer was at, I couldn't shoot under it. Not at 30 yards. I think the arc, it would have caught the limb. So what I did was I stood up just a little bit to try to shoot over that limb, but under the other one. As soon as I did that, that lead doe saw me. She blew out. She booked it out of there. As soon as she spotted me, as soon as I tried to stand up, and she tore out. And so did another one. And the one that stayed behind stayed just long enough for me to throw my 40 pin on it and drilled her at 40. She didn't go anywhere. She just folded up and dropped right there. So, anyways, it's pretty good shot. We was boning her out. I was looking at her, and it went in at a weird angle, went through the front scapula, completely through that front scapula, and broke 2 ribs on the exit side. But I said, well, no problem, didn't have to track her or nothing, she's just right there. It was a pretty good hike back out, but anyways, another good hunt down in the books. So far, this is the 4th weekend in a row that we brought deer home. There was one deer 2 weekends in a row, one weekend and the next weekend. And then that 3rd weekend, I shot 2 deer the same weekend, the same day. And then this weekend, we got 1, so it's got us 5 doe total so far for the season. We'll try my best to tag out. At the rate I'm going, it don't seem like it'll be hard, but I had this same problem last year. I got up pretty high up on my doe numbers, and then I got a couple of bucks, and it just sort of fizzled out. Like I was just having a hard time. November and December, I was having a harder time connecting with the does. They were just so back and forth, running around, going crazy. Like, I don't know, it just seemed like I had a hard time connecting with them at the end of the season last year. So I'm trying to stay on these does pretty hot and heavy, get as many as I can. My goal is to fully tag out this year. 10 does, 2 bucks. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I haven't seen any shooter bucks yet, so one of 2 things is gonna have to happen. Either I'm gonna have to shoot something a little smaller than what I really want to on the bucks, or I'm going to have to just keep hanging in there and hoping for the best. But as of yet, so far, I've not personally seen a shooter buck yet. So we'll see how the season goes. Anyways, thanks for catching you guys in the next one.